Since today's ceremony is about darkness, I'm going to actually blow out the candle and we will relight the candle when our ceremony has come to a close. The first poem, it's really an excerpt of a poem, and it's called Shadow and Light Source Both. How does a part of the world leave the world? How does wetness leave water? Don't try to put out fire by throwing on more fire. Don't wash a wound with blood. No matter how fast you run, your shadow keeps up. Sometimes it's in front. Only full overhead sun diminishes your shadow. But that shadow has been serving you. What hurts you blesses you. Darkness is your candle. Your boundaries are your quest. So I think that last bit of that quote really kind of brings home what I'm getting at with this theme here. Darkness is your candle, your boundaries are your quest. And the way that darkness can kind of guide us. And that brings me into the next little part of my share, which is how I wanted to focus on how darkness inspires creativity, because I think that creating and bringing things into existence is a really beautiful and celebratory thing and a really passion-fueled thing. And for me, darkness is something that tends to inspire that creative side of me. And I've been kind of told before by someone going through my repertoire of music that, wow, you know, all your songs are kind of sad. And it's not that I'm always sad. It's that sadness and darkness and confusion, you can turn that like into fuel, you know, and it really needs to be expressed. It has this need to be expressed in some way that kind of even forces our hand into creating. And I think it's a really beautiful process. Lost again, lost again. I go away, I find it all, I come back home, and then I'm lost again. I'm a teenager stuck in a grown woman's body. I don't know how I got this far. I'm the ugly duck, searching for family, floating on some distant star. I don't know where I am, I don't know where I come from, and I don't know where I'm going. I find it so hard, yeah, it's nearly impossible for me to stop running. I'm lost again, lost again. I go away, I find it all, I come back home, and then I'm lost again. I used to believe in myself. I used to feel that I was confident. Or if I wasn't, that I could be. Now I don't want anything to do with me. Lost again, lost again. I go away, I find it all, I come back home, and then I'm lost again. I used to believe in And I'm going to close out my share with another Rumi poem. This one is called The Guest House. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the malice, the shame, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond.
And we must move with all things that we encounter. And I think this is especially true to remember in times of darkness. It's not always the most comfortable feeling. Feelings are matters of perception, but it's not a comfortable feeling always. But seeing oneself through these aspects in the dimly lit, evening without as much refraction and reflection of the rays of the sun, I think is a beautiful way to perceive ourselves. I have some prose that I would like to read, and it was inspired by these moments. As the metronomes click and the pendulums sway, two separate sets of feet swaying, moving with their days. A conjoined set of truths pairs in many different ways, perceived as different even though they are the same. Parallel, steady, gear shift, changing lanes. When lost in conversation and mistaken for insane. The seemingly separate ships heed their lanes. Holy jolly Rogers flying, black flags seek to cling. Divine treasure chests and hearts of bountiful gain. Swimming in the distance refrains. The sight to line, Delphine takes the reins. The paths become congruent. The sea it shall claim, all longing lonely sailors, bodies, souls, and brains. There is no refrain. The lighthouse moon wanes. The lighthouse moon rises miles above the horizon. Distant stars twinkle faintly as it's flying. The naiads of the Harlem dance while eyeing, yet still shying, from the lone wolf howling to the same moon upon the shoreline. All is benign, all is in flux, all dual in nature, all because of you. Separation and illusion. So all because of me? Well, please pardon my intrusion. Together, a mirage, faintly lit within the echo's dwelling, in the canyons of instance, shining bright upon stories telling, tales beneath the tree of life, above the roots of birth, saying no truth beyond the moment they unearth, laying no blemish upon any story's worth, holding their own lens to magnify the shore, with experiential wisdom to pour, still unsure, for been there they've not, though they have been there before. His warriors upon horse, and his waterfalls within gorge. Your space I hold is mine, my time I lay to yours. All is fair in love and war. Its resonance resounding from tomorrow unto days of yore, like a gravity well, in affinity pulling towards quartz, clear as Herkimer diamonds. Blood diamonds melt as water thickens, as the moment's tide rises. And while brewing each their own cup of tea, they reflect upon times by the sea, ripples of tide manifesting as wave, and undertow pulls keeping that pendulum in sway. Resting upon rock and horizon where the day's sun fades and the moon comes out to play, and evaporate to dew in which psalms and praying condense to cloudy stares for those who are praying, esteemed upon the lunar reflection of what day brings. Songs unsung still, though forever embraced, understood to be love throughout the pendulum sway. The metronomes click, forever embraced. The plucked guitar strings making ripples through space. As the resonant strides from souls of feet, sinners and saint, is but it ain't good. No, it's great. Time never wastes, but there's a time we await, a time to wait. Turn, turn, turn. Time never stops, but there are times when the day evens with the night as the pendulum sways towards center of valence, the center whose place resides upon centers of centers outside time and space. Until our centers and planets, constellations astray, round suns rolling as if in hay. Stars align, the wolf and the fawn, the now and the dawn, the river and lake, the singer and song. The listeners are one, their voices in tune. The strings which they strum both sing the same tune. Though seen in different lights, they share the same world. And even when apart, in the whirlwind they swirl. And as polar opposites they twirl together towards the center of the vortex beneath the whirlpool. Pulled beneath the river, yarn and spool weaving hither. Hands around their necks they can't breathe, and it's never been better. 'Cause never before had they seen the magic that exists swallowed whole in the swing of the pendulum within the black hole, which will swallow the moon, but not a moment too soon, will incite another stroll, around another bend, around the very same river as the very same friends, as the very same souls, although always reflecting and thus always in growth, as the moon waxes and wanes, reflecting sun rays upon us both. Stranger, walk with me, eat the bag and drink the tea, that's poured for two, sun or rain, we're both blind and visionaries, who share thoughts that seem insane. Understandably wary of both pleasure and pain, for as the waves amplify and undulate, magnify and erode slate, though chasms and chasms and aquaheads diverge, God peeks through the curtain before it drops to reveal that which exists beyond words. Highest orders of magic, dropped personas converge, can join in solitude, for what's mine is yours. In vibrancy and love they unite, and climb clouds to the moon every night. And sharing this moment they delight, for the glow of the moon be so bright, as to shine upon paths much faster than light speed, and to crawl across worlds just to wish a good night. And as the moon sets and the sun does rise, the clouds climbed upon witness the cycle of tides, and the ship, which set sail and capsized, again catches adrift, and sails towards skies of surprise. Nothing gambled, nothing gained. Nothing's really jeopardized. The title of that piece is a dual title. It's Swelling with the Tides and The Now in Space.
Well, I'm joining in from my home in Cusco, Peru. I just had my 8-year anniversary living here. I've been working with a plant medicine that's indigenous to here called ayahuasca, and I've been working with other plant medicine here, such as San Pedro, or also called wachuma, and mushrooms. And I thought I would only be here 3 months, but 3 months has turned into 8 years. And so here I am. I facilitate some ceremonies here, and this is a song that has both Spanish and English that I sing a lot in ceremony. And it's called Luz del Bosque, which means light of the forest. Somos la luz del bosque, espíritu de todas las edades. Somos la luz divina, sabiduría de los mares. Transformamos el dolor, trayendo todo a la luz, con el espíritu de amor, todo el día y la noche. Somos la luz del bosque, espíritu de todas las edades. Somos la luz divina, sabiduría de los mares. Transformamos el dolor, trayendo todo a la luz, con el espíritu de amor, todo el día y la noche. We're all trying to find some peace of mind in this labyrinth of space and time. We find ourselves can feel like such a bind. Sometimes the illusion and confusion passing by. Remember, it's a moment, a blink of an eye. But that moment lasts forever, so we gotta treat it fine. Like a diamond in the rough, we're gonna make it shine. Find the curtains to your windows, open up them blinds. The world outside's waiting, it's full of surprise and a brand new wind that'll help you realize all the beauty and the loving you got inside. Somos la luz del bosque, espíritu de todas las edades. Somos la luz divina, sabiduría de los mares. Transformamos el dolor, trayendo todo a la luz, con el espíritu de amor, todo el día y la noche, con el espíritu de amor, todo el día y la noche.